Hey everybody, this is Marcus. We're going to react to good news for WWE with Piranha Productions. And of course, we haven't really been too excited about Vince McMahon coming back to run creative this past Monday on Monday Night Raw. However, things have been a little bit different on SmackDown on Friday night for sure. And I know, for example, that the differences between Vince's vision and Triple H's visions are definitely different though, because Triple H knows exactly what the fans want, and we've been enjoying Triple H's vision in creative as well though, because he knows what the people actually wants compared to Vince McMahon. So of course, this past Friday on SmackDown, Triple H announced that the WWE Draft is going to return, and it's the return that they usually have year-round after WrestleMania for sure though. So, but as far as everything else goes, there's some hope that Vince McMahon may not stay in creative that much. So, especially with the new deal that they have with Endeavor, with WWE fusing with UFC, that more than likely, if they want to continue with their stocks and their ratings, they don't want to have a bad show at all, though. So, if anything, Vince McMahon can stay on the business side, but just don't ruin creative, especially since there was any inklings of Vinceisms this past Friday on SmackDown. Of course, the term Vinceism basically means that it's a notorious term when Vince McMahon rips up scripts at the last minute and decides to pretty much cut out different segments at the last minute during the show, and most fans, including myself, are not happy with that at all though. So if they want to keep their product going, they definitely want to be able to continue to please the fans, and the only person that can do that, especially in the modern times, will be Triple H for sure though. So, but we're going to go ahead and check out good news for WWE Piranha Productions. Make sure you guys subscribe to him. He's awesome. And thank you guys so much for supporting my channel as well. It really means a lot to me. So without further ado, let's get right into it.
After a week of stressful news and pure chaos with WWE because of Monday Night Raw, there may be some light at the end of the tunnel. As we know, Vince McMahon returned to Raw and ran the show, leading to a ton of bad news. Superstars were reportedly unhappy. Scripts were being rewritten and torn throughout the show. Segments were cut during the entrances, and it was reflected on the show because it was a disaster. Fans called it the worst Raw episode of all time, and that is saying something because there's been a lot of bad episodes in the past. With that being said, SmackDown was the complete opposite last night. As I said before SmackDown yesterday, Fightful Select reported that higher-ups believed and hoped that SmackDown would return to the Triple H show, and it did. It was a great show that featured tons of good in-ring action,
Yeah, it was.
story progression, and overall it felt like a Triple H show.
I agree.
Even better news is that Vince McMahon wasn't at the show in Portland. According to PW Insider, Vince McMahon was not backstage at SmackDown last night, but he received creative plans for the show remotely. There were minor changes made to the original script, but nothing major. While it was slightly concerning that he made some changes, they were apparently only minor, and it didn't disrupt the entire flow of the show like it did with Monday Night Raw. While the backstage morale improved, PW Insider reported that this is a wait-and-see kind of vibe. With Vince McMahon's unpredictability, talent needs to see consistency. WWE made sure to let everyone know that Triple H was in charge with a line on commentary from Michael Cole. Cole said, "Triple H, one of the all-time greats, and now running this place." WWE heard the backlash, and they wanted to reassure fans and talent that Triple H is still running things. I think it's looking like Raw was a one-time scenario because Vince McMahon was already in LA because of WrestleMania. Let's hope that is the case, and I'll make sure to keep you guys updated.
Yeah, hopefully he stays in creative, Triple H
In other
does.
news, Triple H's big announcement last night was that the WWE Draft is coming up real soon. There was a lot of speculation as to what he was going to say. Was it going to be his farewell speech, or was he going to address the audience?
Yeah, people were talking about it was going to be his farewell speech.
That did not happen. He just talked about the success of WrestleMania and said we got to move past it because there's a bright future for WWE. And then the WWE Draft came up, and we should expect that in a few weeks. According to Worked Wrestling, the draft is expected to take place on May 8th. It sounds like this is going to be a more traditional draft like we saw in 2002 or 2016, rather than just a superstar shakeup, since Triple H mentioned that every wrestler is eligible for the WWE draft. That sentence alone tells me that this is going to be a better format than the past few years. He also said that this would truly change the game. I'm excited for it, and I also hope that we get a couple new general managers along with it. That would make things even spicier.
Yeah.
WWE has been missing GMs for some time now, and they gotta return.
Well, besides Adam Pearce being an official, he's not really a general manager,
The other
though.
day I spoke about how WWE and
that's
Drew
official.
McIntyre have not been able to come up with a new contract agreement. Things have been getting even worse since then because, according to Wade Keller, he said, "We alluded to this, that there's been talk that
Drew
he's unhappy
McIntyre.
with his current situation in WWE,
Yeah.
and I'm hearing it's kind of a mix of creative and money and what kind of offer he's getting for a renewal." That does not sound good. I understand his frustration. Drew McIntyre, I think, is worth every penny. I think he's a great talent that you just can't lose. So you gotta push him and pay up. However, that might actually not happen, and they might lose him because Keller continued and said, "It sounds like WWE is taking seriously the possibility that he's going to let his deal run out rather than agree to something that he believes is less than he deserves or less than what he thinks he has coming." WWE has one more year left to do something to convince him to stay. They need to act quickly and make sure that they can get him to resign. It got even worse when Keller said that he was supposed to be on SmackDown last night. Keller said he was going to be at SmackDown, and now he has been pulled, so I think that situation will probably, based on what I'm hearing, be decided pretty quickly, one way or the other. Wade Keller did say that there could be another reason for this, though. He said there's a chance that he was pulled from SmackDown in part because he is just really physically beat up from that match, and so not having to travel and him getting a day off was sort of given to him either at his request or the medical team in WWE just said, yeah, with what he's been through, he should have some time off. I don't like the sound of any of this. I really hope that WWE works on getting things right with Drew McIntyre because, as I've said many times now, he's a great talent, and I really view him as a top world championship main event kind of guy, and you really can't lose that because you really don't find it too often. So listen up, WWE, make sure you can get Drew McIntyre to re-sign, and if that means pay up the damn money, and if that means giving him a push, give him a damn push. It doesn't even have to be a world championship. Give him the IC title because that title has a lot of prestige right now.
And I've always liked Drew McIntyre, especially when he was WWE champion
SmackDown was
and
really
NXT
good
champion
last
too.
night, so I do want to talk about it because, you want to talk about what's good. And it kicked off with a banger. Imperium took on the Brawling Brutes in a 6-man tag team match.
That was a great match on
26
SmackDown
guys
with
in the
Imperium
ring
and Brawling
together.
Brutes.
They never disappoint. I really think Gunther is the real deal. He is ready for the World Championship. Sheamus is also somehow, I don't know how, but he's in the prime of his career. And everyone else in that match knows
Sheamus
how to put
could
on
be Grand
a
Slam
good
champion
match.
too.
It was great. Moving on, WWE is continuing the subtle storytelling of Jey Uso and the Bloodline, and I love it. I can't wait to see Jey Uso finally leave Roman Reigns and leave his toxic ass. Ricochet and Ivar put on a
Maybe
good
Solo
match
can join
for
them
the time
too.
that they were given. I really like how WWE is highlighting Ricochet's athletic ability and
Me too.
strength in a smart way.
Ricochet
Not
is
like
awesome.
pushing it, but
Definitely
how
one of
they're
my
just doing it
favorites.
organically, so the audience will naturally root for him. That's the right way to do it. These are the types of matches and wins that Ricochet needs. Rhea Ripley and the Judgment Day came out to the ring next, and Rhea spoke about how
Judgment Day is
going
gonna
to
have gold around them,
something that a
since
lot of
Rhea
champions
does,
say when they
Rhea
win a
Ripley.
championship, that are heels. While Dom, on the other hand, got nuclear heat. The fans did not let this man speak at all, and it's really great to see him getting that kind of reaction.
Dominic
He is
getting
really
booed is
blossoming
hilarious.
into a star. When he first showed up in 2020, I thought that Dom was not that great, but now he's becoming the star that he was born to be.
He was a face at the
It's
time,
really
though.
nice to see his progress over the last few years. Then the LWO wrestled Dom and Damian Priest in a solid match. It looks like the LWO is also getting over with the crowd.
Latino World Order.
Love to see it.
Legado de
Rhea Ripley and
Fantasma.
Selena seem to be entering a program very soon, and I think that should be a fun feud. And to finish the show off, Jey Uso faced Sami Zayn in another really good match. this show was full of awesome wrestling. It ended with Solo Sikoa showing up and spiking Sami Zayn when the referee wasn't looking, the same way he did with Roman Reigns and Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania. Jey Uso won the match, and at the very end, Solo Sikoa was going to continue beating up Sami Zayn, and he did, and he was going to hit him with another spike before Jey Uso stopped him. And I really thought this was going to lead to something special, but then Jey Uso just super kicked Sami Zayn. I didn't like that at all. I thought this should have led to Jey Uso finally beginning to free himself from the bloodline, Roman Reigns, and becoming a better person. And then all that went out the window with that super kick. I guess we're going to have to wait and see what does happen. Anyways, Matt Riddle did show up, and he saved Sami Zayn from the bloodline because they got some beef from before he left. Overall, this was a really good SmackDown and moved the stories forward, which is what you want to expect from a wrestling show, and it gave us good wrestling, which is something you want from a wrestling show. So I do want to say good job Triple H and good job WWE. Thank you so much for watching. Please leave a like and subscribe, and I'll see you all in the next video.
Of course, being the fact that Randy Orton is still out with his back issues, and then Matt Riddle coming back to pretty much save Sami Zayn and to save him from the clutches of the bloodline, or 2/3 of the bloodline, should I say, with Solo Sikoa and Jey Uso, though. But I think it's going to set up to where whenever Randy Orton is clear to compete again, because I miss Randy, I definitely miss his Viperisms, being a legend killer. But hopefully when he gets cleared out, he'll definitely have some score to settle with the bloodline, which is the reason why Riddle came out Friday night, because he too has score to settle with the bloodline, because the last time we did see RK Bro together, that was actually a year ago, where the bloodline took both of them out, especially for the tag team championships too, though. So that's the only reasons why Jimmy and Jay beat them, and they actually continue with the streak up until this past WrestleMania, though, when they lost the titles to Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. So I'm curious to see what the storyline is going to be like. It's definitely going to be interesting. And also, too, as far as like with the new deal with Endeavor and UFC and WWE, will Triple H still be in charge going forward with all the shows, or will Vince McMahon will step in to pretty much do his thing? But hopefully that's not going to be the case, because like I said, he's not really received as much as Triple H, because most fans actually like Triple H's version, or his vision of running things in creative, compared to Vince McMahon, who most people think that he's still stuck in his ways. And don't get me wrong, Vince still has his supporters. People still think that Vince McMahon is still the man, pun intended, and that Triple H is pretty much like stale, but he gives the people what they want. It's the reason why fans like Triple H still. But again, it's all opinionated, and again, this is Vince McMahon's company, and I mentioned this many times. He's the Walt Disney of the WWE. He started the company with his father, so you know, it kind of makes sense that he pretty much like took his father's company and made it into a global phenomenon that it is today, though. I mean, WrestleMania is considered to be the Super Bowl of pro wrestling, basically, though. It's pretty much on par with the NFL, the NBA, and several other worldwide phenomenons, too, though. So, but we'll see where it goes. And like I said, I love Triple H's vision of creative, and I hope he still stays. And I hope that some of the stars that he brought back, like Karrion Kross, Scarlett, Dakota Kai, Io Sky, and many others, will still be able to still be in WWE regardless, though. Of course, Dakota Kai is my crush, next to Liv Morgan and many other women there, but I digress. But anyway, I met Liv Morgan, Dakota Kai, sweet girls, so they're awesome. But yeah, but like I said, I think it shouldn't be that bad. It may not be as bad as we think it's going to be, you guys. So I think we should just pretty much still stay positive that, hey, it's still Triple H's show. He's still going to be able to run things, and everything should be okay, and it should be awesome at the same time, too, though. So, pun intended to the miss, though. But let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. I love you guys. Make sure you guys subscribe to Planet Productions. He's awesome. I'll put the link in the bottom of the description for you guys to check out. And for those who are new to my channel, make sure you like this video, share this video, subscribe to my channel, and make sure you hit that bell to enable notifications whenever I drop a video. And we're going to always keep this thing rolling, you guys. Thank y'all so much for your support. You guys mean a lot to me. I love y'all so much. Take care of yourselves. Love each other. Be good to each other. I love y'all. Stay blessed. Excelsior. I'll catch y'all on the next one.